My thanks to Herbert Smith for their sponsorship of this, and thanks also to RBS for their sponsorship, and thank you for coming in such great numbers to this presentation this morning. The way that we're going to run this is that Mike Tolan, who was the lead author on the activity survey, is going to present its findings to you. And then I'm very pleased to say that we've got Roy Buchan, Vice President from Talisman Sinopec, who is going to give his views upon some issues affecting the UKCS. He's not going to run back through what Mike said, that would be rather boring. He's going to give his views, and the views of a sort of a newcomer, a rather interesting newcomer. Talisman's been around for a long time, but Talisman Sinopec hasn't, so I think we're going to find that very interesting. Then we will break for a bit of networking, and then we'll come back for the panel session. At the panel session, I am delighted to say that we have got, can't see him now, where is he? But Tom Greatrix, the Shadow Energy Minister, is here, and he will join the panel for the Q&A afterwards. And for that, can you please write down your questions? You've got pads there, that's the way that we do it. Write down your questions, let me or any member of my team have those, and we'll make sure that they are presented to the panel. If we run out of time, we'll still present them to the panel, and we'll put them up on our website. And on that website from midday today, you will be able to find copies of all the presentations, both presentations you're going to see today. And from this evening, indeed, if you're a real glutton for punishment, you can see a webcast of all of this, because the whole thing is being filmed. It'll be on our website. You'll be able to relive the whole experience then, if you wish. Okay, fine. Before we kick off, if I might, just three personal observations from me, because I've been living with this report for a little time now. Three observations. A first one, and sorry Tom, it's for all the politicians in the room, this one in particular. You know, tax instability and uncertainty and excessive levels of tax kill off investment. They kill off investment in exploration, and they kill off investment in production, and I think that is very clear from what you're going to hear in a moment. And I hope now we have sort of learnt that lesson for the last time in the UK, and we're not going to have to relearn it again. The second thing I would say that comes at me from this is that collaboration is hugely important. Collaboration within the industry, collaboration between industry and government, massively important. And let me give you three examples. I mean, firstly, the various field allowances that have come through from an evidence-based discussion across the industry and between industry and government. You know, frankly, after that mistake of a budget in 2011, we could have thrown our toys out of the pram and just decided to sulk for a long time. That would not have been in anybody's interest. We engaged immediately with the government. We found actually some very reasonable people to do business with there, and we have, as a result, constructed something that's extremely useful in terms of field allowances, and look what the result has been, and you're going to hear more about those results now. So a perfect example of good collaboration between industry and government and across industry. Second example, what we're on the cusp of achieving with decommissioning, and I can't overstate how important that is. We are about to deliver, the government and the industry, certainty on the future treatment of tax decommissioning cost reliefs. It's massively important that, and it has come about again through an exercise in collaboration which actually again started just before the budget and has been carried on across industry and together with government in a very purposeful and business-like way. And the result that we've got, I think, and hopefully we'll see it in the Finance Act, in my view, is going to be a seminal moment in the future of the North Sea. And if I might say, a third example that comes to me about the importance of collaboration was also evident last week when the European Commission announced that the EU safety regulation would no more go forward as a safety regulation. It's going to be a safety directive. That is something that we, the industry and the government here, have been working for together for a considerable period of time now. And people told us it couldn't be done. And we've actually achieved a result there because it is going to be a directive. And the importance of that is that it leaves the UK's world-leading safety regime in place. If we'd gone for a regulation, we'd have had to have pulled it all down and started again with the European concoction. As it is, thanks to great work between the UK government The Scottish Government's also played its part there as well, and industry, and colleagues across Europe as well. This cooperation went into Norway, it went into Denmark, it went into Holland, it went into Italy, in fact, as well. So great collaboration proving there. So second message is, good collaboration pays, and it's difficult for our industry to get into this. I realise at times we're a highly competitive industry. We don't always see why we should collaborate with one another. We want to outcompete one another. But actually there is a way that we can put all of this together. Oil and Gas UK is able, for example, to get over the whole problem of commercial confidentiality and the like by providing total confidentiality on commercially sensitive data. We can do that, and we can make sure that the right dialogues happen between the industry and government as well. So that's my second observation. If I might, just quickly, my third observation is these are very exciting times. I am absolutely delighted that this industry, which, let's face it, is and has been for the last 30-odd years the largest industrial investor in the UK economy and the largest corporate taxpayer, is coming back strongly into growth. Last year, we hadn't seen investment levels like that for 30 years. This year, 2013, the highest level of capital investment in this basin ever since it started. Now, this is magnificent stuff. Here is an industry coming back strongly into growth in jobs, in growth in investment, and what's important as well, growth in oil and gas production. And has there ever been a better time for the UK offshore oil and gas industry producing the prospect of increased production? We're going to see our production increase from about 1.5 million, which is not a comfortable place for it to be, but up to 2 million barrels a day by 2017. That's good stuff. And I think the other message that I'll just leave is that's got to be a start. This can't be a blip. This can't be just a sort of nice little blip up to 2 million. What the industry has got to do now is collaborate, work together with government, and make sure that that 2 million keeps on growing. And there's no reason why it shouldn't. It's going to be difficult because those barrels are going to be difficult and often expensive barrels. But it can be done, and that's what we've all got to dedicate ourselves to. Sorry, those are my impressions I just wanted to leave with you before we kick off. Let me get out of the way now, and without further ado, can I ask you to welcome Mike Toland, who's going to run us through the activity survey.